Perhaps the most haunting and biggest question that we all face is that of death. When a loved one dies, we are left with the stark mystery of what happened to them. Where did they go? Are they still here with me in some way? Will I ever see them again? Such confusion is not exclusive to others who have died, but even to ourselves. How is it that I can cease to exist one day? If I came into being, I must exist in some way after death. And surely, this life cannot be it. But then, on the contrary, how can my personality, everything I am, somehow float away from my dead corpse and live on? My conscious experience is almost certainly extinguished. Both attempts to rationalize the situation seem to create more of a mystery, more discomfort. Immediately, what comes rushing in to fill the void are euphemisms, which provide us with consolation in times of paralyzing confusion. We have all heard some of the following ways in which we conceal the harsh reality of death. She is in a better place. She was called home. She is resting. You will see her again one day. She is looking down on you right now. She is with God. Now, perhaps these euphemisms are true. Maybe we do see our loved ones again. Maybe they are in a better place. But that is not the point. The point is, and this is crucial, is that we seem to not be able to affirm death. We deny death and look to otherworldly hope. Man must always imagine and believe in a second reality or a better world than the one that is given him by nature. Ernest Becker, author of The Denial of Death, argues that at the core of all human beings is to deny death, to refuse to acknowledge the inevitable. We find ourselves in this terrifying, cold, cruel world, which in the end demands our death. Mother Nature is a brutal bitch, red in tooth and claw, who destroys what she creates. Knowing that we will inevitably be destroyed, how should we approach this? Becker advises us to practice dying. The practice of dying is a phrase used by Socrates, which intends to get us up close and personal with our own mortality, to truly become aware of it. Awareness of death can mature us, humble us, and guide us to making more meaningful choices in our lives. If you knew you were going to die tomorrow afternoon, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you go see? What would you say to those closest to you? What would you say to yourself? What songs would you listen to? But most importantly, would you have regrets? Ware, a former Australian palliative care nurse, interviewed individuals during the last 12 weeks of their lives. And she asked them what their greatest regrets were. The most frequent, published in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, were the following. Number 1, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This was the most common regret of all. When people realize that their life is almost over and look back clearly on it, it is easy to see how many dreams have gone unfulfilled. Most people had not honored even a half of their dreams and had to die knowing that it was due to the choices they had made or not made. Number 2, I wish I did not work so hard. This came from every male patient that I nursed. They missed their children's youth and their partner's companionship. Women also spoke of this regret, but as most were from an older generation, many of the female patients had not been breadwinners. All of the men I nursed deeply regretted spending so much of their lives on the treadmill of a work existence. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Many people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace with others. As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence and never became who they were truly capable of becoming. Many developed illnesses relating to the bitterness and resentment they carried as a result. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Often they would not truly realize the full benefits of old friends until their dying weeks, and it was not always possible to track them down. Many had become so caught up in their own lives that they had let golden friendships slip by over the years. There were many deep regrets about not giving friendships the time and effort that they deserved. Everyone misses their friends when they are dying. Number 5, I wish that I had let myself be happier. This is a surprisingly common one. Many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. They had stayed stuck in old patterns and habits. The so-called comfort of familiarity overflowed into their emotions, as well as their physical lives. Fear of change had them pretending to others and to themselves that they were content, when deep within, they longed to laugh properly and have silliness in their life again. These are common regrets among those nearing death, and studies have shown that people are more likely to express ideal-related regrets, such as the ones shown above. It seems that we wait until it is too late. We feel immortal. We create an unreal version of ourselves due to being unable to come to terms with our mortality and vulnerability. Or as Becker puts it, we create an immortality project. That is, we attempt to create something eternal that will outlast our physical existence. This immortality project imbues human beings with great meaning and significance, but ultimately pulls them away from facing death in a sober fashion. In becoming aware of our mortality, Becker, on the final page of The Denial of Death, advises us to create our own meaning and drop it into life's confusion. Who knows what form the forward momentum of life will take in the time ahead, or what use it will make of our anguish searching. The most that any of us can seem to do is to fashion something, an object or ourselves, and drop it into the confusion. Make an offering of it, so to speak, to the life force. In order to practice dying, as Socrates and Becker urge us to do, we need to accept our mortality. By accepting our mortality, we can mitigate death anxiety. Moreover, we must affirm the present moment, not the past or future, since the two do not exist. Only now exist, and the potential of death is with us at every moment. One day, if death is final, you will not even be able to conceive of yesterday or tomorrow. So why ponder them with such focus now, while alive? Death must be so beautiful, to lie in the soft brown earth, with the grasses waving above one's head, and listen to silence, to have no yesterday and no tomorrow, to forget time, to forgive life, to be at peace.